Hey everyone, welcome to the 24th or 5th episode of the Member Success Series, Align for Success. It's July 2nd. Can you believe it's July 2nd, 2025? Halfway through the year. This has been the fastest, I don't know, for you
This
guys.
has been a fast year.
Oh my
Yes.
God, amazing,
I
amazing.
can't believe it's July and I can't believe we're all baking. Like we are
I
just baking no matter where we are. I'm in Boston, Mark's in Seattle. We're talking about 90-degree temperatures. It's
Not
something
me.
else.
I almost turned my heater on today at the beach in San Diego.
Goodness gracious.
So I'm staying here where it's cool.
Oh, Anik, you've got to unmute you. There you go. I think you're unmuted now.
I took
There you go.
Hi.
up to
So,
10 minutes this morning to get the chill off.
oh,
Wow.
wow.
And Mark, you just need to unmute yourself too, buddy,
Yeah.
if you
Got it.
haven't. There you
Okay.
Yeah,
go.
it was my thermometer read 91 yesterday, but yes,
Oh,
today it's about 10 degrees, 15 degrees cooler, so absolutely love that.
okay.
But you're in the mountains, Anik, in up there.
Arizona, so about 45 minutes from Flagstaff. I'm at
Oh,
7,400 feet elevation.
Oh,
So yeah, we
wow.
haven't hit the 90s yet.
that's
Fingers crossed. That
cool.
was
And
the goal.
That's awesome. Kermit, where are you?
I'm in Opelika, Alabama. Johnny Cash has been here because he's been everywhere, and it's mid 80s with humidities in the 200s. So
Oh my gosh.
With a
That I
little
don't.
bit of humidity, right?
yeah, it's not the heat that gets you; it's the humidity.
Exactly.
Oh, and in Alabama, oh man, I toured Auburn at one point, and oh man, it
3 miles
was.
away or 5 miles away. So come on
Oh
down, and you can tour
yeah,
it again.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
that's awesome. All right. Well, we're going to get started with some questions today because we've got so much to talk about. And Chuck, I don't know. I know that I just kind of picked these three amazing individuals to
Awesome.
interview today because I know personally Anik, I've talked to her a lot. She comes to my masterminds a lot. Mark, same thing. Kermit, I haven't met in person till now. So, but I know they've all had successes here. And you know what I started doing is I started watching like my in all my groups and things that I'm in and I'm noticing the people that are helping other people. And
Yeah.
these guys are really helping a lot of people. And I thought, I want to hear from them. So let's go ahead and get started with introductions. So let's do this. Let's do quick, just who you are and the name of your business or whatever, and a fun fact about yourself. I'll go first. My name is Sue Brooke. I've been a member of Alignable for many years, but I've been on the Alignable team for the last 5 years, and I get to teach people how to use Alignable. And fun fact, if you guys don't know, I live and travel in a motorhome. I've been all over the country, and let's see, I don't know. That's a pretty good fun fact, I guess. I'm getting ready to go on an actual vacation though, where I'm not driving. I'm going to take the train. I just booked that this week. I'm taking the train from Los Angeles to Seattle or up to Vancouver, Canada, and then I'm getting on a
Whoa.
with my cousin. We have the same birthday in August, and then we're going to take a cruise back down to Los Angeles. So that's going to be fun.
Oh, that's awesome.
Interesting.
That will be
There's my
fun.
fun fact. All right, let's see. Chuck, you go next, and we'll
That's
popcorn
fun.
around.
Okay, so I'm Chuck Casto. I'm head of PR and content marketing and contests and all sorts of communications here at Alignable. And my fun fact, I have so many, and I'm going to make it very specific this time. Sue knows I'm very into genealogy. I have been tracing my roots longer than I'm going to publicly talk about here, but it has been so well, I think since I was 8, I've been tracing my roots seriously. And I did trace back to a lot of different people, including Charlemagne. And I also found out that if you have any French or German ancestry, you were probably related to Charlemagne too.
Wow.
Well, there you have it, because he had at least 20 wives or girlfriends or that they could keep track of. So, yeah.
That's hilarious. Okay, you pick somebody to go next.
Okay, Mark, how about you?
Hi, everyone. Mark Haupt here. I am on a crusade to share information with everybody I can talk to about an alternative healthcare called Impact Health, nonprofit healthcare company that saves people a bunch of money. I'm up here in Seattle, and I am also a RVer, full-time RVer. I'm up here in the summers and then down in Mesa in the winters. And a fun fact about me is my daughter was born the day Elvis Presley died.
Oh my
So I
goodness.
thought for sure she was going to be reincarnated to a worldwide famous person, but it didn't happen.
Well, not yet. Not
Yet.
yet.
Not yet. Not yet.
That's awesome. All right. How about you, Kermit?
My name is Kermit Jones. I'm named after my dad, not the frog. I'm a junior. And not the fun fact, that's just living life. Have Camel Alliance and coaching, and so I'm a business coach, and I work with business owners to help them increase their profits. So I can help any business owner grow, increase. A lot of businesses mistakenly focus on revenue, and revenue feeds your ego, but profits feed your family. And I'm about feeding families. So also a Navy chaplain by trade. But my interesting fact is I'm actually a children's book author. And so Amazon bestseller for, this is about 10 years old. My new one's on amateur radio though, radio Rick Relays Relief. And so that's just a fun hobby and I absolutely love it. So there you go.
That's
How fun for
awesome.
kids to know about that too. Yeah, that's interesting.
Too fun. And Nick,
Wonderful.
go ahead.
Hi, my name is Anik Dean. I am also a nomad. I started out my business as a bookkeeper just to get out of the office environment because I loved bookkeeping. And within a few years, found out that my approach, all my background was service oriented. Even my office work was assistant to the controller. And so my approach was very much a support approach. And so my clients didn't just get bookkeeping services, they learned to understand their numbers and to be able to use them. They also gained the confidence, those people who just, they know their business, but they don't really like that paperwork, right? I somehow have that approach where when we look at your numbers together, you realize how much you know about your business. And so from there on, those reports aren't so intimidating. COVID made me take a twist to my business, made me realize that in the accounting industry, we're always telling our clients what their business needs from them. And we rarely think about what they need to survive their business. And COVID made that very, very clear because, you guys all know what COVID did to us, the anxiety, the stress, reduced our productivity, our ability to think straight. And so it changed my conversation with my clients and it developed the coaching aspect of my business where I help people get out of their own way. So indirectly, the way Kermit expressed that profit approach, how did I let my business take over my life? And in the process of doing that, I ended up creating a journal called Curious Compassion to help people on that journey and to make it part of their everyday life. And a fun fact about me is I like to do Zentangle as a sort of meditative, I don't know how well you can see that, as a sort of meditative exercise. It's scribbles that you make them look pretty.
Oh, I love it.
Oh,
I mean,
Doodle.
Zentangle is a lot of things, but this is the scribble version.
I love it. I
I
was always
love
a
it.
doodler when anytime I was in a thing, I had doodles all over my notes. So I love that. That's awesome. I have to look that up. Okay, cool.
Zentangle.
I will definitely write that down. Okay, Chuck, you want to kick us off with the question?
I'm just writing that down. Yes. Anyway, so I want to hear from Kermit. Kermit, I want to hear from you, and what's great about this is that we have all three people who are very passionate about what they do, and they're passionate about advising and helping others. So they were caught doing good, more or less, right, Sue? That's sort of how we've seen this, and that's awfully good. So Kermit, tell us what your experience on Alignable has been so far. Are you still kind of a newbie, or where are
Oh,
you, and what have you learned already?
yeah, I am definitely a newbie. I've been on the platform. I went and looked it up. I think I've been on for 61 days or 62
Oh
Oh
days.
my
boy. That is a
So like
movie.
super new. I was invited to it by a colleague. He's a Alignable mentor. His name is John, and his last name escapes me at the moment. And he's a fellow business coach, and he just said, "Hey, look, if you're interested in helping people and connecting with people, Alignable like is a place to go." And I'd never, I'll be honest, like I'm hearing people say they've been with Alignable for like a decade, and I'm like, it's been around that long. But now I'm like this avid fan, and I've been gone for several weeks. I was out of country, so I didn't even have internet access. But even in the time that I've been engaged with the platform, my whole thing is, I mean, my background, I'm a Navy chaplain of about 3 decades. So helping people is kind of what I do. It's who I am.
Yeah.
And I don't do cold calls. I only work with people by invitation and referral. And so what Alignable has done is it's given me this ability to connect with people and serve them and hear what's going on in their world without I don't have to sell anything. Like literally, just how can I help you? And so I tell people though, if Google reviews and LinkedIn got together at a speed dating event and had a baby, Alignable would be born. And I don't know if that's the best description, but the
Making
ability
me
to
blush. Yeah.
the ability to meet so many different people in an event. My first Alignable Smart Connect that I did, uh, I I mean I met, and they were all great people, but I met like 7 to 8 people, like probably 3 or 4 of them I'm still in contact with. It's been 2 months. We're looking at ways to work together. And I was actually almost late to this meeting because of someone that I met in my local community on Alignable. We were doing a conversation for a possible joint venture that we're working together. So, I mean, it's amazing. But yes, I'm new. I'm still learning it. And you know, when you said you're catching people doing good, I'm like, man, I really got to up my game because when you give people a reputation to uphold, I need to go help more people now. And it's just been phenomenal with the amount of support that people have offered. And that's the kind of community I want to be a part of.
Wonderful.
Wow, I love that.
Beautiful.
How
Okay,
about you,
Mark, how
Mark?
about you? What are some of your tips?
Well, what uh, first for me, I actually signed up for Lineable. It must have been a couple of years ago and forgot completely about it.
Yep.
And then somehow I was kind of cleaning up old emails the first of this year, and right around first of this year in January, I kind of hit it hard. Kind of worked on my profile and really wasn't gaining too much. Not understanding what the smart connects were, and I was all about clients. I'm going to get me clients. I'm going to get customers. It only took me a few weeks to learn that that is not what's going to happen. And so what I did was linked up with a couple of different ambassadors, and they helped me with my profile. First ambassador I worked with, I believe it was Dr. Thomas Hill, if I remember correctly.
Probably. Yep.
And he
Yep.
and he said, "Oh, you got to do this, you got to do that. What's this tag? What's that tag?" So he helped me understand tags are most important thing that you can ever do in your, on your Alignable account and for your profile. So he really gave me some good lessons on tags, because I was meeting with people in these smart connects that just didn't make any sense to me, and why they weren't kind of down my lane, right? So because of the changes in the tags, and working with Doc Hill and then other ambassadors, I also quickly learned that it is not about me at all. And so what I do is, whenever I connect with somebody, I usually write a recommendation for them. Sometimes I tell them, sometimes I don't. But in our one-on-ones, I get as much information as I can, because I love writing recommendations, and I don't care if I get one back. I just want to write one, right? So, and they must be okay, because sometimes I even get thank yous for them, right? I never recommend anybody without a comment. I mean, yeah. Oh, for me personally, you have to put words in about that person, because it doesn't make, for me, and I don't accept uh, recommendations that have no comments. I just don't accept them, because it doesn't
Mhm.
it doesn't do anything to me. For me, it was a very nice gesture of their part, even to think of that, but for me, it just doesn't. It just does. I don't think it helps me at all. Other than we've talked and they paid attention or whatever. But
I have to jump in here, Mark. Pause for a second. This is so bizarre that this is like synchronicity. I have not gone in to see all my pending recommendations. And I realized, for those of you guys that don't know, you go on your profile, you go to recommendations, and there's a link that says view recommendations. And then it will tell me how many are pending because you have to approve them to show them on your profile. And I
yeah.
haven't done that for a long time. I had like 77. But I swear,
Mercy.
yes, but like 50 of them didn't write anything. So Mark, thank you for
Oh.
saying that because I too, I clicked the little button that says ask, have Alignable, say, do you want to write something? But I literally just don't even accept them. And then I had a few, I don't know if you guys get this. One person just wrote hello. I'm like, that's not a recommendation.
Yeah.
Like, what's that? And then another person spelled my name wrong.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
like
Spelled Sue Brooke wrong?
they spelled my name like S-U-S or something. They just weren't paying attention. But thank you for talking about the
Can I ask
recommendation.
a question? Can I ask a question?
Wait. Save your questions for the end. Was who? I
No,
don't know.
it has to do with recommendations.
No, please. I'm sorry. I'm going to mute you because we're recording. We'll put the questions in the chat, please, and we might have time for questions at the end. But yes, go ahead and put the question in the chat. So, Mark, thank you for that. And I'm
Yeah,
sorry
no,
to interrupt you. If you had something else to say, then I want to
No,
go to.
yeah, no worries. I just wrote another quick comment with the recommendation. Somebody called me by my wrong name. I think they called me Steve or something. So I didn't accept that one either. So anyway, so you got to watch them. Anyway, yeah.
I got a message from someone that said, "Hey, Carol." like
Oops.
they're probably copying and pasting the same message and they forgot to change the name. I was like, oh my God.
That's okay. That's all right. Okay. Anyway, I'm good.
Okay, Anik, you're next.
hey, so I came to Alignable with very little expectation. I had signed up maybe almost like in the early days of it. If you look at my profile, the South Lake Tahoe local business of the year, that's the years ago where I was active on it, and I figured out I only needed 3 votes to win because there was so
That's
few
true.
competition in there. And then I kind of forgot about it because being a small business in South Lake Tahoe, I got most of my clients from accountant referrals, clients, friends, the thing you get when you live in a small town, the people care about you and they send you referrals.
Yeah.
And then I had my midlife crisis / menopausal breakdown, burnout, whatever. Sold everything, hit the road like Sue. Well, more I'm a dispersed camper. So Sue does it in style. I go hide in the woods.
I love it.
Right. Sue does it in style with the full hookup campgrounds, and she's near town and near amenities. I go hide in the woods on solar, and you don't want to know the rest. And so I just needed time alone. I needed to get away. The life I had built for myself met everybody else's expectations except for mine. And the one thing I had built that was for me and that served me was my business. And it was the thing that allowed me to run away from home because I'd been working remotely since 2018 and I ran away from home in 2022. And so I came to Alignable because I was leaving that little cocoon of small town people who care about me. I had never had to market my business. I had never had to talk about my business. I had never had to sell myself in any way, shape, or form. I don't like any of those things. I'm terrible at all of those things. I'm terrible at all the things that are networking and all of that. And surprisingly, like I came to Alignable and people liked what I literally had to ask people like, why do you like me so much? To find out that the fact that I had no agenda made me show up in such an authentic and just real way that became the what made me, what gave me a following, what made me created connections, and it created real deep connections with people who actually care about my success, business and personal. And so, yeah, somehow, like it's crazy. And I got really excited and started, accepting guest hosts, invitations and things like that. I even became co-leader of a group. And then I realized that that excitement made me feel like I had energy, and I'm still recovering from burnout. And I have overextended myself, and I crashed and burned about a month ago when Sue reached out to me 3 weeks ago, I think, for this appearance. The imposter syndrome almost made me say no, I can't, because I had just pulled out of a lot of the things that would, in my mind, qualify me for the success story. I'd pulled out of the co-leader, I'd pulled out of some of the events I had started on my own, and just decided to go back and take it slow, the way I normally do, that slow organic growth that I can keep up with, that is sustainable. And the support I got, I mean, even from Brittany, which I felt like I was letting her down. She was like, you just let me know when you want to take on more. The support on this platform is amazing. When you show up genuinely and authentically with the idea to contribute, to add value to the event, to add value to, like Chuck, honestly, I meant it. I didn't think you would remember me. But clearly I must be doing something right, because I've only been in Chuck's rooms a few times, and it was few and far between. And somehow he still remembers me, right? And so
Yeah.
that no agenda approach, that genuine interest in learning about other people, to me, that's the trick or the tip or none of my tips and tricks are easy 5-step processes.
Well, how about be authentic, right? Like that's one of your tips, and
Yeah.
you're
Yeah, but
authentic with a
that's not
capital
a
A.
flip you can switch, right?
Yeah.
All of my tips are like, oh, I'm gonna have to work on that kind of thing. But that's also what it's like to work with me in coaching. So,
Awesome. Cool. Well, so I love that so much, and that's what we hear over and over and over again on this on our show here. I don't think we've ever interviewed anybody that hasn't told us that that's what fueled their success, is their authenticity, right?
Right.
So I know that I want to kind of just mention this real quick. My Friday mastermind that I've been doing for over 5 years. Kermit, were you on there once? I can't remember if you were on there. I don't think.
I don't think I've had the pleasure, but
Yeah.
I've got it on my upcoming
You
list.
must. Yes, you must.
Okay, you should. But Mark and Anik have been pretty regular. They come a lot and do, and really, like Anik was saying, she helps a lot of people. People ask questions in the mastermind, and then other people help them. And we don't do, it's pretty cool. I was wondering, Mark, what are yours? Can you give any tips or anything, or would you suggest everybody go to the mastermind? What are your thoughts on that?
Oh my gosh, absolutely. I would get it on. I have it on my schedule, and I always attend if I don't have a very important conflicting event. But mostly I try to attend, only because I like the way it's formatted. People are just so used to engaging in conversation and dialogue, and so you got to get that out of your head and just get in the mode of listening. And then when they're asked a question, you stick to that subject, and you focus on that subject, and it's really beneficial, because you could have 10 people contribute to a question and 10 different perspectives on how to deal with it. So absolutely, it is a gem for sure, Sue. Whoever thought of that, by the way, is very smart.
I love it. Yeah, we've been doing it for a long time. Anik, oh, Anik, did you have anything you wanted to mention about the mastermind? Because you've been pretty regular on there.
Mark said whoever invented that. I was saying Sue knows who invented that. She tells us every Friday. Who
Yeah.
Oh,
invented the masterminds?
so I
Yeah.
wasn't listening then, darn it.
No, Napoleon Hill from Think and Grow Rich started the mastermind, but
Right, right.
we call ours a power mastermind, because a true mastermind is you have a small group of people that meet on a regular basis, and anybody can come whenever they want, but man, the relationships that have been built have been crazy in there. So cool.
Absolutely.
What's your next question, Jack? You got another one?
Boy, I have so many. Okay, so um, Kermit, talk to us. And I know you're new and I know you've been away, but Alignable has continued to keep, you interested for at the very least. How many Smart Connects have you been to? Have you been to a couple of them or?
Yeah, I have done several Smart Connects. I will tell you that the first time when I got off my first Smart Connect, and the ambassador that was helping me out, he said, look, just go do a Smart Connect and experience it. And that's actually what I tell people. That's the first thing that I recommend to new people is get your account, set your profile up, just get your basic digits into the profile. It doesn't have to be perfect. I think momentum is key, but schedule a Smart Connect and just show up. And you're gonna learn to connect. And it's interesting to hear people talk about how they approach Smart Connects. Because I have some that are like, you need to go first, so you haven't talked. Because some people will speak the whole time, and there are some people that will talk the whole 7 minutes if you don't figure out a way to. But I'll let people talk 4 or 5 minutes, and I'm asking them questions about who they are, what they are. I'm listening for ways to create value for them, not to just pitch what I do. Mine's pretty easy. Like I help business owners grow. Like that's it. Like right. I mean that's it.
Nice
Um,
short one. Yeah.
Right, nice and short and to the point. So I've kind of, but that what that does is it gives me space to hear what's going on in their world because you will hear different things that you don't even think are going to connect. And I think that's been part of it's been some of the sideline conversations. And usually the Smart Connects, I'm writing down the names, I'm collecting all the stuff, I'm looking at their web addresses, I'm doing the research afterwards, and then I'll reach back out to them and we'll have a follow-up. So most of the people that I've been in a Smart Connect with I've actually done a one-to-one follow-up with, and that's where somebody was asking in the chat about doing the referrals. I mean, if you're not going to take the time to fill out a referral that's 2 or 3 sentences at least, then I would say just don't bother doing one. My ambassador, he gave me a template of I met this person at this event or this thing. This is what I noticed about them. This is why I recommend them. So all of my referrals try and have that 3-part strategy
Yep.
and you'll spend a couple minutes writing a nice referral to someone and they write back, Kermit's great. I'm like, oh, but that's I'm not doing it for the review referral. I'm doing it because like I really want to connect people with others. And then uh I have a client that I was working with that was needed a very unique special type of insurance. And so somebody was asking about finding a group. I went and found an insurance group. And I popped in, I just said, hey, look, I need help for a client, and these are the things. And I had probably 10 people respond back. And some people contacted me offline, and I found a better solution for my client based on the responses in the group. And then it was just like, and I'm like, hey, how about I just get out of the way and let me introduce the two of you. And so, you create the introduction. You literally, I made sure they were kind of set, and then I just removed myself from the group. I mean, it was so beautiful. Unlike, well, there are other platforms that you get 1,000 people that want to connect with you, and then it's like they immediately start trying to sell you something. And this was just like, hey guys, like who can help me? Who can help me out?
Yeah.
And it literally helped my client save him thousands of dollars
So
over the course of the year.
and that Kermit, I ditto everything you just said about the Smart Connects, and very cool about that connection. What I found about the Smart Connects when I first started, I was doing like 2 a day for a couple of weeks, and that was way too many. I mean, I met some really cool people, but I could not respond and can make the connections
Yeah.
that I wanted to. So I had to really gear it down and choose strategic smart connects, maybe twice a week now, sometimes 3 times a week. And then me, like you, if there's a connection, and I've been with people that for those 7 minutes that talk the whole time, and I didn't mind a bit. And no, and most often they would go, oh, I talked the whole time. I'm so sorry. Let's connect one-on-one so we can talk. And I go, great.
Yep, that's
So
fine. And we'll have more than 7 minutes.
exactly. So it's not a bad thing if you don't get to get your spiegel in for that 7 minutes. So,
Yeah.
but that's what I recommend is um, Smart Connects at least 2 or 3 a week. That works for me. and then follow up in a timely manner. You got to follow up in a couple of days.
And on those smart
Otherwise,
connects, oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, otherwise, to me, it loses the meaning. You know, you build that relationship for those few minutes, and then if you don't follow up, it shows, to me, it shows that person that, you know, that I've moved on, and that's not my intention.
And one of the fun things on the Smart Connect that I do when we first get started, like I'll speak first, and what I say is, hey, tell me who your ideal client is. Like, don't give me your pitch. Like
Yeah.
tell me who can I bring to you that's going to serve you. That's my approach in every Smart Connect. And then people are just like, wow, but you hear a different side of it. And just like you said, you can always connect with them outside the platform. It's very easy to do, but yeah, creates an amazing opportunity.
Well, one thing along those lines, and I want to hear what everyone thinks of this, and Anik, let me start with you. Um, I feel the best advice you could give someone going into a Smart Connect, building off of what you guys said, is you go in and say, "How can I help you?"
Exactly.
Absolutely. I in the bookkeeping industry and the accounting, and maybe not accountants, but bookkeepers were I didn't realize that we were the weirdos and nobody else does this. But when you meet another bookkeeper, when a bookkeeper meets another bookkeeper, we want to find out, what do you enjoy doing? And what are you good at, right? So I'm the cleanup queen, right? People hate cleaning up messy books. I clean that shit up. I'll explain to you. I'll help you simplify the process, streamline it. I turn difficult files into medium or even easy files. Just, I'm the cleanup queen. It's a special skill I developed and discovered just because of life throwing that stuff my way, and I love the puzzle and untangling it, right? And so that's the world I lived in. I meet another bookkeeper, I want to know what, oh, you're a desktop. I don't work in desktop anymore. I only work with QuickBooks Online. That kind of stuff. The things I don't do, I want to know that you do them, and I'll send you clients. It was just, that's just the way I always did it. When I started going into rooms like for coaching, for wellness coaching and all those other things, and I started taking that approach, the reaction was like, what do you mean? Are you implying that my system doesn't work for everybody? Right? And
Right.
I'm like, no, I'm implying that some people might be better helped by someone other than you, just like some people are going to be better helped by someone other than me. I'm
And
very direct.
yeah,
I am kind, but I'm not necessarily gentle. I'm not going to be holding your hand. You know what I mean? So if you need someone who's very gentle and is going to break things to you gently, and
That's me.
that's not me, right?
you know, Nick, I think that addresses one of the questions that was asked too. Do you connect with people in the same industry? Absolutely, you should, because of
Right.
just what you said, right?
Exactly.
I
So,
mean,
but
you
I took that approach to everything else too. Like, so what you said, sometimes like I'm always in rooms where there can be that kind of cross referral, whether it's in the accounting industry, so a financial advisor, hey, you find messy books, throw them my way. If you don't trust their reports, they don't make sense. I'll go dig around, I'll clean that mess up, I'll give you reports that are relevant. Right. So where Kermit is asking what your ideal client is, which I'm gonna add to my repertoire, by the way. I love it. Um,
It's a
I
variation
I
of what you're doing.
yeah, I always take
Yeah.
the approach of like, what hole can you fill that my clients need, and vice versa.
Oh, I
Yeah.
love this so much. I'm so glad you saw that question in there and that somebody, whoever that was, asked it, because I do not believe in competition ever. I've never, ever have. In fact, when I owned my tutoring after school program business, my brick and mortar, I was friends with my number one competitor because we did things a little bit differently. And it was great. When the ones that I didn't want, I'd send to him and vice versa. So thank you guys for saying that. I totally agree with you. I hope whoever answered the question heard that answer. But there's another question in the chat about it says, does everyone on the panel pay for this platform or use the free version? Let's go through everybody here. Let's start
Mark,
with
how
who
about you?
paid. Yeah, Mark's shaking his head. Go ahead.
I got the premium. If I when I started, it took me about a month to figure and realize, okay, if I'm going to be in, I'm all in. So, and by signing up for the premium, you get to take advantage of the 360
Mhm.
feature. And when I click on my business and see that the very first name pops up is Dr. Thomas Hill can refer me 462 possible referrals, and then I click another button that says see who they are, it's like bingo, and so that's what I really love about the premium. Now, it took me a while. Like I said, I was on the free version for a while until I figured out what I wanted to, how I wanted to work it. But absolutely, for me, it's worth it. I check the 360 quite often.
And let me ask you this. What else are you doing with 360? Are you making the introductions, or are you asking for
I
introductions?
have, absolutely. I've done both. And it's so simple. You can, it, in one-on-one conversations I've had, I was able to connect this person with that person, basically with AI saying, hey, so and so meet so and so, and click the button, and I did the introduction, and then same way with me, I was introduced to a couple of different folks the same way. So simple and so easy, and then Kermit, like you say, you just step back. You don't have to do nothing and let the two that were introduced do the talking. So yeah, that's for me very well worth it. Very well worth it. Saves a lot of time.
And are you
Awesome.
premium or premium plus?
Premium plus.
Wow.
Okay, you are really all in,
I
Yep.
love it. How
which
about
is
you,
that.
Oh,
Is that
okay, Daddy Warbucks. The rest of us, no, I'm joking. Um, I'm a member. So $23 a month, which is the low. I didn't know there was a free version, but my ambassador told me, and that does get you the 360, which is why I was able to do that thing. So you don't have to go to the $70 a month to do this. 23 bucks a month. You also get more connects. That's probably the number one thing that frustrates me is only having 15 connects. And if I upgrade for any reason, the two reasons that I'm probably going to upgrade to premium here in the very near future are one, you get to increase your connects because I love connecting to people, but you also get to see who's viewed your profile. And it,
yes.
it it bugs the snot out of me because it'll say, 100 people viewed your profile this month. Upgrade to premium to see who. And I'm like, like give me a preview for like 30 or 60 days. Let me see how well this works. Maybe that's what I want to tell Alignable. But that's I think that really the seeing who's stalking you online can be beneficial too. But yeah, seeing you got this many potential clients and introductions. I just a market actually goes back to your earlier statement. It can overwhelm if you're not careful. And so that's why I have to kind of like rein it's like a racehorse. You've got to like have a bit on it to kind of rein it in order to really get the long-term speed and sustainability. And I'm not there, but I'll probably be a premium member by the end of the month. And if I can get Mark
Gonna
to,
be a premium member by the end of this broadcast.
oh, I might be. I'll be in Seattle at the end of July. Maybe I'll meet up with Mark and he can bring me over the
He
edge. So
can
we'll
show
see.
you
See,
he can show you the ropes. The one
But
thing I do want to say though is for anybody who's thinking about premium, really do the year plan, guys.
yeah,
Because
Oh,
the
you
year
save a lot.
plan is only 39 bucks a month, and plus it's all cash. It's all
oh,
you can raise.
and Sue just put a link to 20% off your premium membership
I was
in the
hoping that
chat
I was
room.
holding
And
tight for that. Yeah.
I as a bookkeeper, my choice to become premium, they didn't have paid membership. It was free and then premium plus back when I made the choice. It
Right.
was really just pragmatic on the one end of I was tired of knowing when my renewal date was, as in running out of connection there at the end of the month. And two, as a bookkeeper, I know how much, like, come on, for an advertising expense, because technically the marketing and advertising expense.
It
For an
is.
advertising expense, $30 or $40 a month is peanuts. Like
Hey,
it's just peanuts.
yeah.
And so it was a way of saying like I support Alignable. It was a thank you to the platform. And then I got all these other extra benefits.
And you
Well,
can
But
write
really
it off, right?
it was the running out of connections at those last 3 or 4 days of the month.
that's what I was
Mhm.
just going to say. There's no right or wrong. I mean, a person starts out with the free version. That's great. But I quickly learned that, oh, I can do more. I can do more. And it was with the connections. And so that was the big deal for me.
Yeah.
Well, no thank you to Sue and Anik, but between the two of you, I'm now a premium member. So not premium plus
Was
yet,
that
Chuck.
prediction right?
It's gonna take a while to get to premium plus, but I figured I might as well make 3 people a win, and I'll blame Mark as the end all.
Let's
So
go.
Mark, when I do come to Seattle, you owe me lunch. That's my deal. So
Hey,
There
no,
you
no,
go.
but okay,
Yeah.
so a little short pricing class. Think about it. You ever go to those places where they have like the $200 sandwich that they never sell, right?
or $1,000 burger. Yep.
Yeah, right. Because compared to that, the $20 sandwich doesn't look expensive,
Oh,
right? And so
Yeah.
we had the perfect combination to get you to move to premium, because we had Mark here in premium plus and the rest of us, right? And so, well, I don't want to go as high as premium plus,
Yeah.
but I do want more.
The
And
movie
Yeah.
theater, it's $20.50 for the medium or $22 for the large. Like just yeah.
pretty much, we just had a little pricing masterclass happening right here
Yeah.
We
live.
did. We
And
For
thank
did.
you, Sue. Thank you, Sue, for the discount.
oh my
I will
God.
say to anyone listening, an extra 20% off on top of the annual. Like I was almost ready to buy with the annual, but extra $100 off that's thank you.
Yeah, I don't know what
and
what it gives you. I don't know if it's the first month or whatever, but I want to ask Anik really quick before I forget. This, whatever you do, it's right. You can write it off, right? I mean, that's a marketing
Yes, it's a
expense.
business expense. Absolutely, it's a business expense.
Worth
yeah.
it right
It should
there.
be paid out of your business account and considered a business expense. Absolutely. And someone asked if I specialized in anything. For the coaching, I help people who feel like they're drowning in their business. For the bookkeeping, there are some industries I don't touch. I still like learning new stuff, so there are industries that I haven't touched that I'm curious about. I'm
Set up
really
a
good with
one-to-one, you guys.
service. I'm really good with service professionals and e-commerce.
Awesome.
That is
All right.
excellent. So I've got a follow up to Kermit and anyone else listening. If we've done this, and Sue and I have done this 25 times this year, but this show is a reboot from when we did it earlier, like a year ago or whatever it was. And we hear over and over, Kermit, that a lot of people, once they really, get the alignable bug and it's all working really well for them and all of that, usually after going premium, then they're like, we really look at that and say that person who's premium is really serious about their business.
Mhm.
And then that helps with the credibility and all of that. So there are a lot
Yeah,
of hidden benefits.
yeah, I've heard that a lot. When we've interviewed people like Sherry, my friend Sherry, she's like, I want my number one. She has her like if people, a lot of people want to connect with her, so she starts with premium press, then premium, then verify. She said the free people. She said that she just in her head, I guess that banner or whatever, the little badge that you get tells you you're more serious. And by the way, while we're on the topic here, the Alignable member uh uh insider insider group, the Alignable
Community.
insider group is amazing, and it's for anyone that's on any paid plan. And we're doing insider masterminds in there, we're doing insider smart connects, and we're bringing, like Chuck a couple weeks ago did one on how to get free PR for your business, but you just have to be in that group to have access to that. I'm getting ready to do my become a published author one again, and I'm always bringing in experts for different things to teach stuff. So yeah.
So can you
So
put the link into the chat just
I
so that
will.
we can go directly to that group?
I will go
Oh, and
grab it right.
your
Kermit's not
published
wasting
author,
any time.
your
I think I'm already a member, but I mean, there's a lot of people that are like watching and listening that we need to make sure. I want to make sure I'm in the right group too. So
yeah,
I
no,
love
and
it.
Sue, you're become a published author. Uh, uh, talk last time that I attended, the thing about giving away freebies of the Kindle version
Mhm.
prompted me to figure out how to get a low content book accepted on Kindle, because my journal is considered a low content book. There's not enough words per page, right?
Oh wow.
And yeah, because I was like, oh, I can't do that, and that's such a great trick, you know. And so I went to ChatGPT and suggested something that was unethical, and he called me out on it, which I thought was hilarious. And then
That's
he gave me some more relevant, like some usable and ethical ways to get around the low content. So I'm working
awesome.
on that. But yeah,
Yeah,
thank you for that.
It's
you're welcome.
interesting you called Chat GPT he. It's a it.
Mine's Chat
Yeah,
GBTina. That's what she told me to call her. So, you know.
Tina. Okay.
Oh my
see,
gosh.
I call it
Okay.
he because even though it's a computer, it
Yes.
still only hears what it wants to the first time around
There you
sometimes.
go. There you go.
Oh,
Oh my God, that's so
Oh,
funny. Oh,
ouch.
look at Kermit shaking
Kermit.
his head.
I
Yeah,
lo-
Fuck.
I'm
like I
laughing so
my
hard.
well, I'm gonna let that comment pass. But that's we're all friends here. It's great. So no,
Yeah, no, I think that's hilarious.
no, that's hilarious.
Oh,
What
I
was
called
that
mine Chat
again? No,
GBTina.
just kidding. Just kidding.
Mine's a she, Anik, because it's so wise at times.
Oh, very
there you
good.
go.
I'm gonna try and take the higher road.
Oh,
That's what ChatGPT told me to do.
That's
I
hilarious.
was waiting for the line that comes after, you know, that makes you pay for the warm fuzzy feeling you got from the first line. You got more class than I do, I guess.
What a fun
That's
group.
cool.
Hey,
Oh
I'm
my
watching the
goodness.
YouTube channel. Y'all didn't have these conversations in previous success things. So
No,
This
this
is
is
a
okay,
great.
lively crew.
we
Okay.
only have 10 minutes left. So Chuck, what have we have? Okay, I know I would like to have you guys give your best tips for someone brand new on Alignable. And I know Kermit, you're pretty brand new, but like I'm talking like they're just starting. Is there something that we'll start with you since you're the newest one on here? What is your biggest tip for newbies to get to where you are? I mean, look, you're being interviewed already after only
Right?
being
I mean, like, how did this happen? Like,
I know.
so, I think my biggest, I'll give top three. One, complete your profile. Like every aspect of your profile, and with that, I would say find an ambassador. Tom Cavanaugh's in the group today with here. He helped walk me through. He said, "Hey, do your profile like this, and this. Fill out good reviews. Do your thing like that. That's key. Get someone to help." The second thing is do a smart connect, like connect on the smart connect, find some people, just experience it, even if it's one that's completely out of your comfort zone, and practice writing some legitimate recommendations of people. And I think the third thing is go join some groups, like find two or three groups with your in your profile. If you do your keywords, that's going to automatically help select some groups, but literally you can click the groups on the top menu, click discover groups. I mean, the platform does almost all the work. The hard part was I just kept scrolling till I found a couple that really just resonated with me. Veterans, business owners, whatever, that kind of stuff, and just go participate and create value for people. That's my create value to create value. Don't extract value. That's the key.
I
Right.
love it. And I did post in the chat, the Alignable University group. I post every Monday and Tuesday. I'm on Alignable Now What? I walk through everything. I'm going to post a link to the event I'm doing next week. I do it every other week now called Find the Right People on Alignable, meaning how to make absolutely certain that you're choosing your perfect, ideal, most profitable customers and referral partners. My favorite topic. So I'll post a link to that in there as well. So let's keep going. Anik, what's your tips for newbies?
Oh, well, we talk about value. I find a lot of value in masterminds. So, but masterminds are often industry specific or topic specific. And how I built my own little circle is from stalking people. So if I encountered people in masterminds that I liked what they had to say, I would schedule one-on-one with them and straight up ask them, what other rooms are you in that you find value, that you've learned to present yourself that way? And then on the flip side, the event hosts are a lot easier to stalk. You can go, for example, you can go to Chuck or Sue's profile, and if you scroll down far enough, you get to see the next 3 events that they're hosting. As far as I know, Alignable still has not given us the ability to search events by host. So that's something I keep bugging Sue and Brittany about, to be able to search events by host.
That would
But
be
that's the
great.
Yeah, but that's the next best thing, is to go to their profile and see the next 3 events that they're hosting. Most people don't host as many events as Sue, because if you go to Sue's, you're only seeing like today and tomorrow events. Most people don't have that many events, so you get to see a few weeks worth of events when you do that. So yeah, if you want to find your tribe, find people you like, stalk them, follow them around, learn. I'm a shortcut person, you know. Why do it from scratch when someone else has already done it and they can show me?
I love it. How about you, Mark?
So I ditto what Kermit and Anik said completely. But not but, because when you say but, it negates everything. And with that, I think about even beforehand, know your business well. Know exactly, be intentional about what you know about your business. So when you start Alignable, you're going to have a clear mind. Know who your referral partners are, your perfect referral partners. Know that before going in. Be very clear on that. And then ditto to what Kermit and Anik said. Also, I found I do not have to connect with everybody. I mean, you can't connect with everybody. So, but when you do connect, respond within at least 24 hours, 48 max. You gotta respond in a timely manner, because if you don't, that relationship that you just established is probably out the window. And last thing for me is it's about relationships. No, not I got one more after relationships. I mean, you're going to grow your business with relationships. People are going to get to know you, and they're going to like you, and they're going to trust you, and your business will grow. So that's the big thing for me. And also back to the profile, your tags are very important. You can create your own tags, or there's a list of tags that you can use when you mess with your profile. So
Love it.
That is excellent. I do want to bring up one thing building off of that. People are buying you. They're not buying what you do.
That's
That's
right.
really it.
exactly right.
Exactly.
Anik,
Yeah.
did you have something else to add too?
No,
You
what you just said, I usually say I don't care what you do until I care about you.
right.
Yeah.
I
Well,
love it.
and the golden circle is people don't buy your what, they buy your why. My argument is people don't buy your why until they buy your who.
Yeah.
You're at the
Yeah.
center and you've got to be authentic.
Very
I
good.
like that one. Put that
That's
one in the
so
chat. I
good.
like that. I like that one. I want to save that one. All right. Well, we have 5 minutes left. Any last minute tips? Any last minute anything we didn't talk
Is
about
there a
that
routine you guys follow? Sometimes we ask about the routines.
that's a great idea. Like let's go around and just really quick your routine every morning. Do you check Alignable certain times of the day? Do you have it up all day? What is it? Let's start with let's see Anik this time.
Oh, I'm recovering from burnout. So my routine consists of checking my calendar in the morning and seeing if I'm up for what I've got on my calendar, and then making adjustments if I need to, or celebrating if I am actually up for all of those adjustments. And
Uh-huh.
so Mark put that to us earlier with the don't overextend yourself on Alignable. I think the most important part is we've been convinced that you said you would, therefore you must. And that ignores your own personal needs. So, you said you would, can you? Because showing up with just your body when the energy isn't there isn't doing what you said. Like if I had showed up here, Sue, like if I had agreed to doing it the first week, 3 weeks ago, I would have been lying to you, because I would not have been capable of showing up in a way that you got me. You would have gotten the drained out shell of me, right? And then what do I have to contribute? Nothing. So my body being here meant nothing.
Well,
So just, yeah, respect yourself. Like have your routine, but only stick to it when it's not too hard. If
It
it's
works
too hard,
for
give
you.
yourself a break, for crying out loud.
Yeah,
I love it. Well, you've been
exactly.
amazing. You have been amazing. Really quick, we only have the
Amazing.
last 3 minutes, but your alignable routine, Mark, go ahead.
My Alignable routine. I pull up Alignable. First, I check my calendar, make sure I know what meetings are coming up. Then I check my messages out of Alignable because I want to make sure to respond in time. Then I go to my business and click on the requests to make sure I know who's requesting what. And it's up pretty much all day. I forced myself to not sit longer than 3 hours though. I got to get up and get away from the computer. So 3 hours max, and then I come back at it.
That's awesome. I'm trying to do that. I'm close to the beach, so I tried to go walk on the beach yesterday. There was 5 million people there. I think everybody and their dog came here for the holiday. It was
Hate
not
that.
relaxing to walk on the beach yesterday.
No, it is not.
Kermit, go ahead. What's your routine last minute here?
Routine. You keep using that word. I do not think it means what you think it means. If I'm being honest, I'm checking my email. I see one of the five, that is the one thing, like 5,000 notifications from
Here it
Alignable,
comes.
which takes me down a rabbit hole because I go in, I'm like, oh yeah, I need to go accept this recommendation. And then it's like, oh, let me look at all the other recommendations. Oh, there's a red dot up there. Oh, I should do that. Oh, is there another group I can join? Oh, who's put a post up? Oh, let me look at the responses. That's my Alignable routine, Sue, if I'm being honest. So
You can set those messages, You can set
yeah, but
those
then I wouldn't be
messages.
able to have that much fun with it. Like, it's not really a complaint. It was more of a acknowledgement of my own. So yeah.
Kermit, let's connect.
I
Yes,
think
let's.
I don't think I've laughed this hard during an
This
episode.
is really
These
fun.
three are amazing. You guys are all absolutely amazing. Chuck, take us away. Thank you guys so much for being here.
Oh my gosh, I guess we're wrapping up. Okay, so check the links that we have over here. Please use that premium discount if you're like, oh, I'm going to give it a shot. Let me give it a shot. Use it now because that goes away. We only get to use them in different events here and there. So do that if you can. And also, please connect with everybody here because
Definitely.
you've gotten to know them well already and they want to get to know you well, and we're going to be keep on building up their community as well. And please leave us comments and reach out to us too. Sue and I really care about everyone on Alignable succeeding, and these three wonderful representatives have helped everyone so much today. So please look at that advice and go for it.
Someone
This is
asked, how do I connect with everyone? And the easiest way is to go back to the event page and go look at the attendees. See who attended the event, and you can pick from there.
exactly. All right. Thank you for that. I was going to say the same thing. You're hired, Anik. All
You're
right, you
hired,
guys.
Anik.
Thank you guys so much. You're absolutely amazing today. This is one of my favorite episodes by far. Thank you guys, and we will see you next time. See you
Thanks.
next
Bye
week.
all.
Register
Also,
That was
for
great. Bye all.
Bye,
Sorry,
Thank you.
guys, I
Hi,
finally
John.
got online.
See you later,
I-
Mark.
I finally
Bye.
got access